Switchbot recently released their new pan and tilt camera, and in this video we'll check out what's new, look at the good and the bad, and if I'd recommend buying this camera for your smart home. Now, full disclosure, Switchbot did send me this camera for a review, but as always, I'm gonna keep it real with you guys and let you know what I honestly think about this camera. Stay tuned till the end where I'll show you how you can use your HomePod and NFC tags to control this camera. But first, let's check out what's in the box. Opening up the box, right on top is the camera itself. Then you have the user manual, mounting hardware, a mounting bracket, a mounting sticker template, a micro USB cable, a wall brick, and a reset pin tool. After spending about 10 minutes trying to get the camera to recognize a QR code inside the Switchbot app for setup, I was finally able to get this camera all set up. And now we're able to look at the video quality of the camera. And the video quality is your typical 1080p resolution that looks about the same as other cameras. Faces look pretty good and text is easy to read in the background. The night vision quality on the Switchbot camera is great as well. The camera has 8 IR LEDs for night vision and it looks about the same as other PTZ cameras. Faces are easy to see far away and up close. And text from a distance is easy to read as well. Now, the field of view on this camera is not as wide as other smart cameras. The Switchbot camera has a more cropped in view, as you can see here on the sides. But the Switchbot camera supports panning around the room up to 360 degrees horizontally and 115 degrees vertically to see more of the room. However, the small initial wide field of view means you can't see that much at one time, so you're always having to turn the camera to see more. And whenever the Switchbot camera is panning around, the motor inside the camera is very loud. It's much louder than any other pan and tilt camera that I have tested, and the motor sound can definitely be heard from across the room. The Switchbot camera does have very similar features that other pan and tilt cameras have as well. For example, there are waypoints, which are preset positions that you can switch to if you want to see a specific view. There's also a cruise feature, which will scan throughout the room every few seconds. And on the Switchbot camera, there is also motion tracking, which will track as people are walking left or right. But I will say that the Eufy pan and tilt camera does a better job at this. The lens on the Switchbot camera can't go higher or lower like it can on the Eufy PTZ camera. So if you move above or below the lens, then the camera will not follow you. And one of my favorite features about this camera is called privacy mode. And privacy mode will physically roll the lens back and hide it and display a little Switchbot icon if you want to turn the camera off. This way you can look at the camera from afar and see that the camera is not turned on. This is especially useful for areas like the bedroom or any other room that you would like your privacy. I'm a huge fan of this feature because it gives you that extra sense of security, and it's a feature that I wish that the Eufy pan and tilt camera had as well. There's a feature of this camera that I like even more that I will show you later on in the video. Now, the audio quality on this camera is decent. It's not the greatest. It's quite muffled and it's not that easy to hear what somebody's trying to say.
This is how the audio quality sounds coming out of the back of the Switchbot pan and tilt camera. As you can probably tell that it's a little bit muffled and kind of hard to understand what I'm trying to say. And again, everything you are hearing is coming from the back of the speaker on the Switchbot pan and tilt camera.
When there's motion, the camera can send you an alert pretty quickly when motion has been detected. However, you won't get as many notification features that you would get with other brands. With the Switchbot camera, you won't get any rich notifications. A motion alert from the Switchbot app only says there was motion. It doesn't display any kind of snapshot preview or a picture to see a quick glimpse of what the motion was. And when you tap on the motion alert from the Switchbot app, the app opens, though it doesn't bring up the clip to show you what the motion was. There's a messages section that shows you a thumbnail of motion, but when you tap on it, it doesn't play a clip of what the motion was. It only shows you a picture of what the motion was, so you have no idea what actually happened. You have to dig around in the settings to figure out what the motion was. The Switchbot camera also has human detection, which is nice. However, you do not get an alert saying that human detection specifically was detected. The app only says that motion was detected, and it will show you a picture of the motion in the Switchbot app. So at a quick glance of the alert from the Switchbot app, you're not sure if the motion was just something small or if there was actually a person there. The camera also cannot detect for pets or specific sounds. So if you like those features, then the Eufy pan and tilt camera will give you those features. I feel like these notification features are all crucial features that any smart camera should have, and I'm surprised that the Switchbot camera does not have these features. But I am very happy to see that the Switchbot camera supports local recording. The camera supports 24/7 local storage with a micro SD card up to 128 gigabytes, and it can be configured to record continuously or only during motion alerts. And whenever you're viewing playback, you can scrub through and zoom in and out on the playback timeline and choose specific days to view your footage. However, you don't get any kind of indication of whenever motion has occurred, so you're endlessly trying to scroll around the timeline to see when there was motion. Now, the footage on the micro SD card inside the Switchbot camera is encrypted, meaning you're not going to be able to view the footage on a computer, and you can't download an entire clip of motion. You have to record it, and then it will save to an album, which you can then save to your phone. Switchbot also has a paid cloud video storage option that will show you 30 days of video history with a clip of the event, and will give you rich notifications. And if you didn't know, Switchbot has a whole line of smart devices, like the very popular Switchbot Bot and Curtain Rod, and you're able to use other Switchbot devices together and create automations with them. For example, when you get home, the camera can automatically turn on privacy mode, and your lights can automatically turn on and close the blinds. A Switchbot Hub Mini is required for this to work, and the hub allows you to control your household devices that use an IR blaster, so like an AC unit or a TV. And the Switchbot Hub Mini allows Switchbot devices to work with other smart home platforms like Amazon, Google, and Siri shortcuts. Unfortunately, the Switchbot pan and tilt camera does not work with HomeKit, but Switchbot has said that they are releasing products that are HomeKit compatible later this year. And since the Switchbot pan and tilt camera supports Siri shortcuts, that means that you're going to be able to use Siri to control your camera. You'll have to create a scene for each action that you want to use. You can choose to enable or disable motion detection, turn motion recording on or off, and my personal fave, turn the privacy mode on or off. You can use pretty much any phrase for this shortcut, which means that you can tell Siri on your HomePod something like privacy mode, and the lens on the camera will automatically roll back without you having to get out your phone to turn this on. Keep in mind that the shortcut will only run if your phone is powered on and the shortcut is still on your phone. Other people in your house are not going to be able to use this shortcut unless the shortcut is on their phone as well. So my wife would not be able to use this shortcut unless I put this shortcut on her phone. Or if you'd rather not use Siri or there are other people asleep in your room, then you can actually use a NFC tag to turn your camera on or off. A NFC tag is a tiny sticker that can be programmed to run Siri shortcuts. So you're able to program an NFC tag to run a shortcut from the Switchbot app. You can set this up in the Switchbot app if you'd like, or you just use the native Apple Shortcuts app. And this is awesome. You can just put your phone up to the NFC tag while you're in the bed, and the camera will automatically turn off. I like how you can use NFC tags and a HomePod to control this camera, but I wish this camera had more features to compete with other pan and tilt cameras that are about the same price as the Switchbot camera or cheaper. Are you picking up the new Switchbot pan and tilt camera? Let me know down in the comment section below, and here's a playlist of other cameras that I've reviewed on this channel that I know you will like. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.